Justice was not served in the Alec Baldwin trial.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Airy. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, click that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new video, and consider becoming a channel member. All right, so I've talked about this frequently on my social media, on here on my vidcast. I thought that this would be a one and done topic. In fact, if you read my first tweet about this, I said, this will probably be my last post about this. And I made a comment about how if it had been me or you, we would already be under the jail. And this was back when this incident first started. But the fact is, justice did not come for Alec Baldwin. Nothing but favoritism and celebrity status. That was it. This is according to the Post-Millennial. Breaking: New Mexico judge dismisses involuntary manslaughter case against Alec Baldwin over shooting death of Helena Hutchins. New Mexico judge Mary Marlowe Summer has dismissed the involuntary manslaughter case against Alec Baldwin, who was brought up on charges after he fired a weapon on set of the film Rust, which killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Summer dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning that the case cannot be retried. Baldwin wept in court. Yeah, his crocodile tears. Don't forget he's an actor who's won awards. Anyway, continuing on. There is no way for the court to right this wrong, Summers said. The dismissal came after a new piece of evidence was brought to the courtroom that had not been previously reviewed. The judge, wearing blue latex gloves, could open the manila envelope and examine the ammunition that was inside. That new evidence had not been disclosed by the state and led to Baldwin's attorney asking for dismissal. The ammunition inside the envelope came from Troy Teska, who is a friend of Thel Reed, the stepfather of Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armor on the set, who was serving 18 months for her role in handling the gun, which contained a live round that ended Hutchins' life when Baldwin pulled the trigger. Teskey apparently had given the ammunition to the Santa Fe County Sheriff at the time of the shooting, which he said was related to the case. The crime scene technician accepted the ammunition and put it under a different case number than the one associated with Rust. Prosecutor Carrie T. Morrissey said that she reviewed a photo of the ammunition handed over by Teskey, but said that it was her determination that it was not relevant and did not look like the ammunition used on set. This has no evidentiary value whatsoever, Morrissey said. The crime scene investigator corroborated that the ammunition looked different from that which had been used on set. Judge Sumner had a different perspective on seeing the rounds brought by the armor's stepfather's friend, saying that at least one round looked similar to the ammunition on set. At that, the crime scene investigator said that one round had been casing and primer similar to that what was collected on set. Marcy said that she had not seen the ammunition in person nor the crime scene technician's report until Friday morning. Summers released the jury earlier that week. She had also aided Baldwin's case, saying that this status as a producer of the film was not relevant. Of course it's relevant. This judge is a moron. Anyway, though he was a producer, was responsible for setting the safety standards. They buried it, Baldwin's attorney Luke Nike said of the previously unseen ammunition, going on to say that the state put it under a different case with a different number. The lawyers claimed that this evidence had prevented them from a chance to mount their defense. Baldwin, 66, is accused of having shot 42-year-old cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the set of Rust in 2021. Hutchins was behind the camera when Baldwin pointed the gun at the lens and fired. A live round was in the chamber at the time, although the previous testimony from the armorer said that there was not live ammunition on the set. Gutierrez Reed, who handled the gun, was found guilty on charges and is serving 18 months in prison. Baldwin claimed he had not pulled the trigger, even though he had. All right, so go to the Post-Millennial, read the rest of the report for yourself. It's shocking to me. This judge was blinded by the celebrity status of the accused. That's what this is. Now, I watched Viva Fry's breakdown of this, and everything he said makes sense. So this guy, Teskey, who is a friend of the stepfather of the woman in prison, this Gutierrez Reed, he just shows up to the police department and says, hey, look at this ammunition. I think it's from the set of Rust. And the police were like, why? And so that's why they filed it differently, because they didn't think it was part of that. Oh, and then magically it just reappears. And then even though the prosecution as well as the forensic technician both said it's not the same thing, the judge was like, oh yeah, I just decided that it is. New Mexico, get rid of this judge. Get rid of this judge. She cares nothing but about the party status of the accused, doesn't care if a crime had actually occurred, just cares about whether this person is a celebrity, but not if you're a celebrity. New Mexico citizens, if it's you in front of this judge, you're going to be serving prison for life. This judge has terrible instincts. You should vote her out or get the governor to reappoint her. I don't know how it works in New Mexico because in some states judges are appointed, in some states judges are elected. If this judge was elected, recall her immediately. This was a terrible miscarriage of justice. This is a frightening one, that just because Alec Baldwin and his wife, who pretends to be Hispanic for some reason, are famous, he gets off scot-free. Listen, he lied. He said he didn't pull the trigger. He did. He said that she was his friend. Lie. He said he was just an actor. See, I've seen even people who don't like Alec Baldwin, they're like, oh, he was just handed the gun. No, he was the producer on set, and safety was one of his responsibilities. It was his fault. They had people walk off the set, staffers, grip boys, grip girls, makeup people, special effects people, all walked off the set because the safety was so poor. Think about that. This movie was done on a shoestring budget, and to cut corners, Alec Baldwin, the director, and several others involved, they decided, you know what, we don't need more safety. He is responsible for this incident that took Helena Hutchins' life. What's worse is because the judge called this a Brady violation. Now, what a Brady violation is when the prosecution doesn't turn over potential exculpatory evidence to the defense. That's not what this was. This was just a case of bullets. Some rando who, happened to be a friend of the stepfather of the woman who's in prison, Gutierrez Reed, the armorer, just happened to, I don't know, it just happened to show up. That sounds so suspicious to me. And this judge was so dense in her reasoning, she couldn't figure that out. How embarrassing that she let celebrity blindside her judgment. It's disgusting. And like I said, if it had been me or you, we would already be in prison. We would already be in jail. There wouldn't be any Brady violation aimed at us. This piece of evidence, the same judge would have said, oh, that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Oh, you have the SADs because the prosecution didn't turn over a piece of evidence. Well, this doesn't look relevant to me. I'm just going to take the prosecution's word for it. But no, because Alec Baldwin is a celebrity, because he donates to Democrats, because now he has a reality show where he gets to mock Helena Hutchins and her family, he gets off scot-free. He's never going to even face the jury now. It's disgusting, it's disappointing, and shows how there is a two-tiered justice system in the United States. There's one for the elites, like the political class, like for the celebrity class, and then there's one for us. Because if it had been me or you, they would have bogged us down in filings and legal fees, and we would have just basically been bankrupt until such a time as we just had to give up and take a plea deal and end up in jail. But not Alec Baldwin. No, his case gets dismissed with prejudice, which means they can't retry it. It's a travesty of justice. Absolutely shameful. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to ring that little bell so you get notifications, and consider becoming a channel member. But if you're like, I don't want to support you with big tech, I'm watching on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, and I'm like, I don't like big tech. That's okay. Click on the link to my locals community. You can sign up there for a monthly subscription, or you can do tips on the articles that I post there. That really helps out small indie creators like myself. So thank you. Also, you can check out my new book, Blessed Child. It's a fantasy romance novella. Highly recommend it. Nothing woke in it. It's just a lot of fun. It's a good story. I hope that you will be impacted when you get your copy. It's available in paperback, ebook, or hardcover editions. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die